Or a year later.
Thanks for coming. Call this meeting to order with a pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the minutes from July 7th, 2025 meeting?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval due of the July 2025 treasurer's report.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Correspondence, Robert Smith,
Yes.
711 Town Hall Road. Wanted to address the annual audit and an address change. Bob?
Basically, I'll start with the second one first. Give this to you, Tammy. I kind of giving this over. I'll make reference to it and whichever. I believe my address should be, and goes back the 30 years that I've lived in the township, 711 West Town Hall. And there's confusion by everybody. PennDOT gets it wrong. Other different agencies get it wrong, both federal and state. I went down to Mike Kelly's office, expressed the whole thing to him. I've got 2 letters here. Tammy is able to make a copy of those. And I'm willing to go and canvass everybody on both sides of the street between Shunpike and 97. Because even though Google says it's West Town Hall, the post office says it should be Town Hall Road West. I know I have missed mail. I know there have been problems with it. It goes back, I believe, to when I first purchased the property. Flood zone determination made a mistake because of the address. They said I wasn't in a flood zone. I've found out since I am in a flood zone. Paid between $300 and $1,500 a year for flood insurance. I'm now paying roughly $500 a year because I only have covered for it my home equity line of credit, which is a $100,000 line of credit that I got so that I put the new roof on the house so I could make some improvements. But I was able to drop it from the maximum I'm allowed to buy at $250,000 down to $100 and bring the premium down to about $500 a year. I still have complaints, not with you, more with FEMA. Why are they charging $500 for a useless policy? But that's a whole other issue. I'm saying the reason why there was a problem, if I had known when I was purchasing the property that it was in a flood zone, that flood zone determination was not going to make a mistake, that my address was not 711 Town Hall Road or 711 Town Hall Road West or whatever. They couldn't find the address on the things and they said no flood zone. And I went ahead and purchased the property and went ahead and paid for the damage done and bought a flood policy and been trying to follow the directions all the way through. Now it's going up the ladder. I don't care if it's your responsibility to determine what the address is. I know that it's different on different parts of the county and whether or not it's the supervisors, but there's no satisfaction that comes in addressing it to the people. Otherwise, Tammy can issue a letter and I'll bring that around and do a petition and ask everybody to go to West Town Hall Road.
Do you know what it says on your deed?
I believe it's 711 West. 711 West Town Hall. I mean, that's what it is. But I ran into problems.
That would be a warranty deed.
Yeah, I'm just, what is the address? I'm looking at these 2 letters now that are saying it's 711 West Town Hall.
Uh-huh.
What is the address that you currently have?
711 West Town Hall is the address that I have that 90% of my mail comes through on.
And what is the address you think it should be?
711 West Town Hall. But if PennDOT thinks it's 711 Town Hall Road West, or another way, then they don't send it. And if it ends up at the Erie Postal Branch, I believe they don't send it because.
And Bob, I'm just trying to understand. So the complaint is that some people send you mail at 711 Town Hall.
No, my address is 711 West Town. The address of I can show you the communication I had with Kelly. I want them to agree that 711.
So everything, 711 Town Hall Road West.
And
he's saying this is the correct address, 711 West Town Hall Road.
I've got you.
And the
That's
post
west on the
office
wrong side.
supposedly agrees with that. And the postmasters in Waterford says they agree with it. Anything that is addressed to any of those three addresses comes to me because it's all 16441 and that type of thing. It's all started potentially because of the way the mail gets delivered or whatever. But I did not get my photo ID thing through. We had problems in getting a real ID with what your address really. You've got two different addresses on two different things. I can show you communication that has come from official organizations that have a different address on it.
Right.
And when it is such a little thing, it's the thing most people would not, but I ended up not being able to get a driver's license. And my wife ended up losing her registration. Things vanished. I don't know if it happened because of that or whatever. I just want it, and as Mike Kelly's letter states, he states it very clearly, it all should be 711 West Town Hall. And I want that to be agreed upon by everybody. And I'll take that around and I'll talk to the neighbors. It's going to affect a lot of people, but I get thousands of return envelopes for 711 West Town Hall. And that's what I bought the house as. That's what I just could say is my legitimate address. I'm not, but it's a very, very little thing, but it has happened, and most people would not pursue it anywhere close to the amount of time. Tony was going to go ask all the people. He grew up beyond on that side of Shunpike, and he grew up with an address of Town Hall Road West. So it goes back long time. And somebody to make the decision and look at it is what I'm hoping to do. And I'm bringing it up because people are telling me that if I get a thing from Lisa, you guys decide, but it's like, it's PennDOT too, and it's other people as well. So I am just, I'm making that appeal, and I am prepared to go out and spend 2 weeks and go knock on everybody's door, show them the letter, tell them what my situation is. She's got a copy of the original. She can make sure you guys have a copy of it. And just realize I'm at this, and I'm here, and I'm gonna pursue this. I'm not gonna let it, go to sleep or
What
whatever.
does 911 record see address?
I called the state police, by the way, too, and they said 711 West Town Hall.
I'm not sure, I didn't call 911 to find out which address they recognize, but obviously our building right here, 1230 Town Hall Road West, that is our address, and I don't know how many people it's going to affect, but
It's the people that are delivered by the Waterford mailing address, although your address here has an Erie post office, back of the zip code. So, but most of the stuff that comes to my place goes through a clearinghouse someplace, and somebody looked at something that was from PennDOT, and it never got delivered to me. Why it never got, it's also happened, frankly, with my insurance company. It happened when I was applying for the $100,000 line of credit with PNC. There was no problem, except I had to sign a 6-page document that said, what's your address? And I had to verify it. My wife was witnessing it, and 3 bankers came, and they all wrote their name down. That's fine if that solved the problem, but it hasn't solved the problem. Still, people look at something, and the insurance companies look, and so that's the address problem. Okay. The other issue is 3 or 4 weeks ago, I asked for audits for the past 3 years, which I received in 24 hours, and I got all those numbers. The report that I received back from Lisa was useless to me because it has no conclusions on it. It wasn't the complete report. It didn't tell me what each of the 3 auditing firms said about the numbers. And my understanding is there were complaints issued on those, and I would like to have a report of what the happened and what the township has done with the areas that were complained about by the auditor you had for decades, that you threw off for a year, and then you brought back the last time do they have comments that go on from year to year? Not how much we spend.
I think that's an opinion letter. Is that correct? That's an opinion letter.
That it's not part of the,
Auditors really has no ties to the audit itself, you know. You're seeing the real numbers.
it is drawn from the audit. It is, those conclusions are drawn from them sitting down and going over the books. And they turn around and give recommendations. Might be opinions, might be private conversation, might be a variety of different things. But it's a direct comment to the township and how they're making. And if if a company came back on as an auditor and refresh third time in the third report, and they came back with a list of recommendations. I know my church gets audits every year, and they read off what the conclusions were. I'm saying, what were the conclusions of the audits? What was the suggested activity that was supposed to happen after those audits happened? Were they done officially? I don't know that. Having a list of the numbers and no idea of what they stand for, it's like giving me your monthly report for the last 2 months. I would have to spend so much time to look at those numbers to come up with anything, especially without any conclusions on it. So I am asking for a more in-depth report from the auditors, basically saying, I think there's problems, I don't know. We as taxpayers do not have a way of knowing what is the problem with and basically, and you guys make all the decisions. What's that?
I don't think there are any.
State that in writing. Put it down to, here's the report you asked for. I don't want to have the numbers.
They give us a lot of opinions on things that we can do better, and we implement them.
Okay, then if that's the honest truth, what opinions were expressed 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago from the people?
I can tell you that the BM, I think, was the package that we were using, that was freedom. Was a very confusing. We ended up doing away with the freedom, going over to something that's a little marries up better to our.
I'm saying that what I asked for did not come. What I asked for, you might well have delivered to me. What I was looking for were the conclusions and what is happening as a result of an audit report that came in that I never have been able to follow. And so I asked for 3 years reports. I assumed that would be the complete report. I did not receive the report. Why? Because you three guys are the 3 guys that make the decisions on the whole thing. And you're the only one, we're going to do this. And then we have a meeting and, to approve the things that we suggested to the audit. Nobody that ever comes to the meetings hears what the auditors say. We pay for it. It's part of the tax. It's an item on each report of how much you pay for the auditors every year. But there's no report on what they've done.
Tim, you want to touch on
Yeah, there are cases from the Office of Open Records speaking about the management letter. I think that's the document that you're looking for. The management letter is the document that auditors will put together with recommendations to, for example, make sure that there's an appropriate segregation of duties within the financial office, or recommendations regarding extra checks on, the check register, whatever it may be. That document is not subject to disclosure in Pennsylvania. That is a confidential document.
Okay, but in an open meeting, he has just said that they comply or they address all of the concerns of the auditors. And I'm saying, I want to know what those concerns were and how they were addressed. And you're saying, that's not something that you're allowed to get. And I'm saying, from these 3 guys right here.
Well, I'm going to say you're not allowed to get it.
Okay, because you're on the board? Because you're one of the 3 supervisors?
Because it's Pennsylvania law.
No, I don't buy it. I don't agree with you.
Did he get everything that we would normally give out to?
Yeah, it looked like the information that and I'm trying to find the actual case that I looked it up and sent it out.
I don't know what he got.
But the numbers that went out with the audit, those are the audited financials. Those are the audited financials for the township. The document he's looking for is the management letter. The management letter is not subject to disclosure in Pennsylvania.
That's all there is, the numbers and the manual letter, that's it.
So the management letter is considered to be investigative material, correspondence, or a report which is produced as a result of a systematic inquiry into the financials, otherwise known as the audit, and is not subject to disclosure. That is pursuant to Section 67.708B17(2) of the Pennsylvania Right to Know Law and the Department of Public Welfare, the Chihuahua, from a 2014 Pennsylvania Commonwealth Court case, set 91A 3rd 257.
Okay, you've quoted what is stated to be law. I am saying that is wrong. You are stating that it's up to these three guys to be able to decide whether or not they do anything with an audit report. And you are stating that all the recommendations are addressed and everything is fine. I would like a report from the township supervisors on the last 3 years audits and what was recommended and what was not. And if you say everything has been done, that was fine. I will, I'm not coming after you. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm saying, you're saying I don't have the right to know. I'm saying that is wrong. That is definitely wrong. As a citizen, I should be able to know what the people who I pay for, that the township pays for to come in and do an evaluation of your books, if they have come to conclusions, that should be property of me as a township resident. And your response to that, I'm asking for more information. I'm not going after somebody and saying, oh, this has been terribly done or whatever. And I'm not offended. I haven't been offended by any of you three guys. Other people up there in the diocese, I definitely have been offended by, and I'm not addressing that right now. I'm prepared to, but I'm not addressing that.
We will provide you with everything that we're allowed to provide you with, but no.
But not everything I want.
Right,
Okay,
right,
good. Say that in writing.
okay.
Give me a letter or tell me that, because I disagree with it, and I'm prepared to go and find a lawyer someplace or somebody who agrees with me, because I think there is basically, it's all up to the supervisors. It's up to 3 supervisors who can turn around and they can look at all this stuff, and the supervisors decide on what the supervisors have. Another area that does not have me commenting as a citizen, but more as an actual auditor of this township, which I've been for 3 different audits, and I've got 3 more left. And that's a whole separate issue than what I'm talking about. But I think that basically we should be able to have a statement of what the supervisors have done and what they're planning on doing for the future year. A month ago, I gave you a letter. It's a simple thing. What are 5 of the things you've done in the last month? What are 2 or 3 of the things you'd like to see improve? It would enhance the employment situation. If you're a truck driver, if you're mowing lawn, you should be able to tell what things you're doing and what you're going to come for a review, and your payroll is going to come. It should be known by everybody, and it should be known by the township. The only thing I have to do as an auditor, legally as the auditor in this township, is vote on compensation for the 3 of you. Right. And somebody that runs for a 6-year term makes over $3 million. I think that's a major fixture, a bit of money over 6 years. And I think that as having somebody else other than yourselves look at what you're doing is the responsibility of the auditors. Whether or not we agree on a 7.5% increase, a 3% increase, a 2.5% increase, or a 15% decrease in your paycheck. I don't care what they pay Harbor Creek. I don't care what they pay in other places. And I'm not saying you're doing a lousy job. No, I'm saying I have no idea. And I, as an elected official, am able to ask that question. Give me some sort of report on what you've done. Don't hand it off to somebody else and say that they're going to do it. My question is to the three of you, not to anybody else, not to anybody else up here. I'll be more than happy to listen to what anybody has to say about it, but I really disagree. I meant that, and I gave you a document, and he said it seemed pretty good. He asked me why I don't run for township supervisor. I don't want to be township supervisor. That's not what I want to do. I'm not gunning for Jack's job because he's coming up for election. But if Jack's not doing his job, if he can't write down 5 things that he does and 3 things that he'd like to do and sit down and evaluate it, what's the point of any increase, whether it's 3% or 8% or 15% cut?
Okay.
Any questions?
Nope. Thank you very much. Old business.
Can I ask a
One more
question?
comment here.
Yeah,
Tim, can these 3 supervisors, if they want, give them what they want? Or
Yes.
would they be breaking the federal or the state law?
They can overrule that. If they want.
These 3 can overrule. So if they wanted to release it, they could release it.
That's what I was trying to get.
Okay, that's what I want on the record, that if they wanted to release it, they could release it, even though the state says it's not releasable
required.
to us, required to be released. Thank
It's-
you, Mark.
It's a confidential document, not subject to disclosure under the Pennsylvania right to know law.
But if they wanted
There's
to do that.
provision of the right to know law that says the head of the agency can waive any of the exceptions so long as it's not otherwise prohibited from disclosure by some other law.
And can I ask one more question? Who was all allowed to see those reports? Obviously, you 3, because you're the elected officials. I would think Lisa does, because she probably does the books here, and can't think of
Michelle.
Michelle Hoff's name, because she's the second in command. Is Tammy and Matt allowed to see it?
I didn't see
I'm
anyone.
just asking.
Yeah, I don't think Tammy and Matt have ever been in on the audit.
No,
It's usually just,
But they want to see it,
Yeah.
but I'm asking, are they allowed to see it, or are they considered just the same thing as Bob and myself, not allowed to see it?
I don't know.
citizen. No.
Plus, he's an elected official, unpaid, but he is an elected official of this township, where those 3 employees are not elected officials, that 3 there are elected officials, plus you're also appointed official.
Whether you need to see the audit or not is a function of your job duties. And so the financial audit of not the audit, the management, whether you need to see the management letter, I think is a function of your job duties. And Matt's role and Tammy's role doesn't come into play with respect to the management letter and the policies that are contained.
Just asking a question, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
New business. Motion to approve or deny hiring Sarah Kavinsky as a zoning administrative assistant.
Make a motion to approve.
All second.
Any questions?
Did, can't think of her first name, Mrs. Yagerman retire or quit? So we're hiring another employee.
We're hiring another employee. Debbie's working on the, upstairs in the upstairs office doing purchase orders and,
So we're hiring
social
another employee.
media. Quite
Just
a
went
bit.
on record that we're
Yep.
hiring another employee.
Yep. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion to approve or deny expenses and attendance to PAMA conference, August 10th through the 13th. That would be Lisa Belmont.
Who's that? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll make a motion.
Make a motion to second.
Any questions?
Where is that gonna be and, how much are we talking?
For executive review. Bethlehem, PA. what is it, 3 days? Yeah, 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve or deny the purchase of a 2025 3CX Pro backhoe from Stevenson Incorporated. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
No, for me.
I'll second it. Are there any questions? Jim?
How much is it and what is SEI?
Stevenson, they're a JCB dealership. That's where we buy our Mack dump truck plows, salt spreaders. We've bought a few different pieces of equipment. Our paver was purchased from them. Basically run the JCB division. And we demoed Cat, we demoed John Deere, we demoed the JCB, and out of the 3 price and operating abilities, the JCB was a very good machine.
And how much is it?
It is 125 minus 33.5 for a trade, 91.5 total. We're trading in 2014 John Deere for they had the best trading value. The next closest one was 10,000 less than that. This one has pilot control where they're attached to the seat. And I think the backhoe, that's probably the most useful place for pilot control, so the guy can flip it back and forth without using another set of controls, or you can even work sideways in it. So it is surprisingly nice. Going into it, we weren't thinking the JCB was one of our choices, but it turned out to be the best choice. Pretty good with that.
Any idea how many hours are on that John Deere?
5,320 hours. So when they've been changing the flow of a particular filler more often than not lately, and they're always got a feeling the engine's getting pretty tired out. Then it's got some other issues too, but this is the one where you, old school, where you gotta stop everything, turn around, switch over. This is so much nicer. A lot easier on the guy running it too. This is the way to go.
Any other questions?
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Is that like through COG? I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Or
Coast
Coastal,
Guard. Yeah.
I'm sorry, wrong. But I knew there, whatever we did with all the other equipment, so it is through that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, did it have the Golden Ray, what's the cost? No,
Probably did, but I don't know.
Coast Guards, okay. The Coast Guards really takes a, I don't know, 25% chunk out.
Yeah, depending on what you're buying.
Yeah.
This one, I think that would be, wasn't. Anyway, it's quite a nice machine.
Okay, all those in favor, signify.
Nay.
Aye. Donated use request. Motion to approve or deny the Meadows at Summit, HOA. Summit Township Senior Center, August 27th at 6 p.m.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Questions? All those in favor? Aye. Motion to approve or deny Erie Vet Center Picnic Can September 19th, 10 a.m. to 3.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Land development, Tammy?
This is in regards to the bond reduction. And Matt can take it from here.
So behind you, I have a nice little aerial here. So we took a look at the Country Fair store number 98. We've gotten the as-bills from Mike Sanford and all the calculations, everything turned out all right. We did the on-site inspection. All the hard structures have been installed. You can see the pond in the lower portion of the screen there. It's a wet pond, it's holding water. So with everything in mind, the only thing we're really looking for now is the stabilization. As you can see, there's no grass growing yet. There is some erosion around the pond because there's no grass yet. So just kind of minor things at this point. So my recommendation is to hold 10% of the original estimated cost, which was $65,175. So I'm recommending reducing the bond down to $6,500.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item B, we are gonna remove from the agenda. Other business, Mr. Solicitor.
Nothing action.
Engineer Jones?
I still do not have a solid date, but last time I talked to Lindy Paving, they're looking end of July, possibly early August to start Downs Drive. They got kind of pulled off of the road paving for now. They're working on all the school parking lots and they have to get those done before school starts. So as soon as they're done with all the parking lots, they're gonna move in and do Downs Drive. So as soon as I have a solid date, we'll post it on Facebook. I'll announce it at the next meeting. And if it's before then, it'll be on the Facebook and on the website though.
Okay.
And that's all I have for tonight.
Supervisor Lee?
Things going along good. Every day is a different challenge, I guess. Phone calls and problems and riding around, but other than that, it's part of the supervisor's job, so we'll keep moving forward. Thank you.
Supervisor Davis?
Yeah, things are going really well. The parks are in good shape and fields all got used up like they were supposed to and everybody had a good season. Field use, under control. The park runnels are going well. No plants up there. Then we put some sealer on the building number 1 up underneath where we power wash that all down earlier in the season. As soon as we get a chance, we're going to hang around long enough to do it, spray that in, roll it in. The trails in the woods, we've done a lot of work on removing roots and trip hazards. The school kicked in $3,000 for the maintenance of the trails. And one thing that they have, roots that have been in it for a while, they were just spray painted to get attention, but it's not even just the cross country, but people walking back, take a walk back, tripping, falling out of hill and stuff. So, a lot of them still have more to go. And guys that work. So, that out a lot more to do. That's about it. That's
Finishing up some storm sewer projects. Needs Road is pretty much completed. Have a little bit of touch-up work to do up there. Guys have been out painting all the stop bars, crosswalks. PennDOT was in today and finished up line striping from Friday. Got Lower Peach Street done. A few oddball roads that they weren't able to get to on Friday. But at this point, all line striping is done. Still have trails at 5 Points to do, but we're waiting on Lindy. We got a little bit of work to do in front of Lindy over on Downs Drive, which we'll probably be getting to that later in the week or beginning of next. Removing some asphalt and putting in some landscape areas, but, yeah, other than that, everything's going good. Public input, 3 minutes?
I have one question.
Yes.
I know it's going back into what the new business was, but what was the reason for the negative vote from one of the members for the new tractor? Why did Jack vote against it? Did you
Oh, the
vote-
backhoe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's normally 95% of the things that are brought up here are all decided to be positive, to have a negative comment. And maybe it's inappropriate to ask it at this point in the meeting, and that's fine. But I just wondered why you voted negative on that.
I didn't vote negative, I voted no because I think we have enough equipment and, trading value is 33,000, it can't be a piece of junk. And everything we got's new and shiny, so just my opinion, I've been accused of wasting money, so past year or more, I see equipment that I know, I work with contractors all my life,
I hear you.
and I see them using equipment that they get by with and make good money. And I don't think everything has to be new and shiny.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And my thoughts kind of on that are, yes, we can run our equipment into the ground and then get nothing out of it. And then when the next supervisor comes in, you basically hand over to him a bunch of junk. Where if we just take bites every year and just kind of keep the equipment where we can get a little bit of a trade-in value out of it. They're not junk, they're not rust buckets. All the wires aren't cream. These Mack dump trucks with the salt brine, the conditions that they're out in constantly, it just tears them right up. And until you crawl underneath one and actually look at how bad they are, I wouldn't trust sending some of them trucks down the road. And then we're able to sell them to other municipalities and they clean them up and they continue to run them. But this work environment is extremely tough on equipment.
So that's the reason for your basis.
And I know years back, there was some supervisors that wanted to bank money, and that's a wonderful idea. I'm not looking to, just.
And we are.
Just, spend money for spending money. But if we can take a bite every year and, a couple of years when I'm out of office, I know that next supervisor is gonna be walking into a fleet of equipment that's good shape.
That's not an announcement, I hope.
What's that?
I say that's not an announcement, I hope,
Well, sure could.
on your part.
Yeah, I'll be ready to retire, I can tell you that. So, couple more years, 2.5.
Don't worry about downtime, nitpick, we're always being prepared for these things. It's a hydraulic line, something is breaking and you're falling back on, but, it's not that old of a machine, but it is antiquated. These new controls are gonna save the guy from wrecking himself. The guy that was running all his life is out right now, medical problems, he's got some of them. But if they have the technology and we can afford it, we have a lot of money in the bank. Our auditor actually told us that we have too much in the bank. I do remember him saying that, he was good, sitting on a lot of money. So, I don't think it hurts to keep up with the times and, do it methodically. We're not getting caught with the answer on buying
We're not overspending by any means.
Thank you.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, yes, Jim.
Thank you for voting no, Jack. I appreciate you voting no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If that's what your opinion is, then you should vote.
Yeah.
Don't say yes just because everybody else is saying yes.
That's why it's a 3-member group.
Yep, that's for sure.
I'm not opposed to that. I'm not saying, oh, these guys are right.
And I got one other question. Why was the second B thing on the land development removed?
Because we didn't receive the HOP yet. We received the traffic study, but we thought the
They're moving
HOP.
dirt over there.
Yeah, they're
Well, yeah, they got their operations.
Okay, saying I was over there today, and like, okay, there's dirt.
They can move the earth, but, they can't do much more.
All right, so a motion to adjourn.
Go ahead, Tom.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?